Okay.
80% of people are on their cell phone. They're by.
All right, being 6:30, we will call the common council meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. All right. Ms. Ryerson, roll call's been taken.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, moving to adoption of the agenda.
So move, Your Honor.
Motion made by Mr. Barrington,
I'll second it.
seconded by Mr. Ritchie. Any additions or corrections? All right, hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ms. Belinda?
Belinda, you
Aye.
Motion carried by all.
Aye.
Thank you.
Am I unmuted?
You're
there?
good.
You are unmuted.
Okay. Because I just lost you guys. There you are.
All right. Approval of 8/19/2025 Common Council minutes.
So move.
Motion made by Mr. Herder,
Second.
second by Ms. Magowski. Any additions or corrections to those? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 That motion's carried 10-0 as well. Mr. Dorsey, authorization to pay the bills, please.
Mr. Honor, I make a motion for the authorization to pay the bills in the amount of $1,850,426.34.
That motion's been made by Mr. Dorsey, second by Mr. Fache. Any additions or corrections to those? All right, hearing none, we are gonna have a roll call vote.
Besaw,
Yes.
Fouché,
Yes.
Croy,
Yes.
Hass,
Yes.
Herder,
Yes.
Ritchie,
Yes.
Dorsey,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Migalski,
Yes.
Barrington.
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion carried by all. All right. With that said, we'll move into public input on citywide garbage collection. Do we have public input? If so, I'd like you to come to the mic up there, and you have 3 minutes. Public input. Please step right up there. I would just like to remind, public comment is not intended for questions and answers or dialogue with the committee. It is to provide people the opportunity to give their input on a topic. If you have questions or want more dialogue, I would ask that you reach out to our staff or your alderperson for that conversation, or myself. Please come to the mic so we can hear your comments. When you come up, please state your name and your address. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. A clock will no, we won't, do we have a
Yep, I can do it.
clock will be provided on the screen to help you. Thank you.
I'm Richard Sullivan. I live at 1118 West North Water Street. We've had a problem with water down there for about the last 17 years, 18 years, and we've been trying to get it taken care of. And all we do is keep getting a go-around. Start out with Radke, then Hanlon, and then it kept going. And now last year we thought we had it done, but they found out there's wires buried underground, so they couldn't do nothing. So what is being done now? And we had a lady fall in a hole the other day, and they had the ambulance down there for her and that stuff. And I see the next day the city of New London was over there to fill all the holes in. But they're just gonna wash back out like they've been doing for the last 16, 17, 18 years.
Thank you, sir. Any other public comment? Public comment. One last time for public comment. This is your chance. Hearing none, we'll move on to the regular public comment. Again, public comment. Public comment. Hearing no public comment, we will keep this train rolling in the standing and special committees. Board of Public Works, Mr. Hess.
Thank you, Your Honor. Board of Public Works met Wednesday, September 3rd. Meeting was called to order at 5:15. Motion was made to approve the agenda and carried by all. Public input. Darla Meshke, 1615 Nassau Street, approached the committee. She confirmed that this was the only time to make a statement and was unable to address the committee with questions during the meeting itself. She then expressed her disapproval of the format of the city's committee meetings. That was end of public input. Motion was made and approved for the August 4th meeting minutes. Motion carried by all. Wastewater treatment plan update. Wastewater notes were included in the packet. Approve the purchase of a $20,199 push camera setup for televising sanitary and storm facilities. The camera subject was brought up at last month's meeting. It was brought up again, however, the purchase will save the city money over time and be very useful in emergency situations. Motion made and seconded to approve the $20,199 push camera setup for televising sanitary and storm facilities. The motion was carried by all. New updates and discussion on the wastewater treatment plant upgrade with possible direction. Ben Gruel, the wastewater treatment plant chief operator, noted that since June's committee meeting, more information is gathered regarding funding opportunities for the meeting with the USDARD. Director Garsky noted some concerns over social media, and Chad Hort, city administrator, addressed those comments, questions, statements to ensure the most correct information was provided for the public regarding the project. Mike Gerbitz from Donahue and Associates provided the update alternative options for upgrading the wastewater treatment plant to meet the phosphorus limits defined by the DNR by 2029. The emphasis was looking at the future, the funding alternatives, and realistic time frame for the city to upgrade the facility. This again, looking into building towards future generations, how to comply with any other potential regulations that might be imposed in the future. There was no motion on that. Citywide garbage collection discussion and direction. Director Garsky came back to the committee with the final numbers, adding the administrative costs to the proposal numbers bid by GFL and Hardest for the citywide collection. In review of the numbers, with choosing a no opt-out option, it would save residents around $100 annually that have trash collection now on their own. The contract would be for 5 years with a yearly nominal increase. This would be a special assessment fee added to their tax bill. There was opposition noted by several members because of the no opt-out option. Motion was made and seconded to recommend the council to contract with GFL for garbage and citywide recycling collection. Motion carried 6-4. Present Public Works 2026 budget. Director Garsky presented the proposed budget for the Public Works. The presentation covered the street department, facility maintenance, and wastewater overviews. No motion made or vote taken. Consider approval of utility easement change for proposed Irish Meadow subdevelopment. Director Garsky reviewed the previous easement for utility with the committee and proposed change to extend sanitary and water utilities to the Irish Meadow subdivision. This change would have it run along the property line, making a clean process for those involved. Motion was made and seconded to approve that. Carried by all. Discussion on yard waste in the streets. Director Garsky proposed hanging a door hanger made reminding residents with debris in the gutter that curbside pickup is only for designated times. The door hanger would advise what to do and where to go with the yard waste provided in the street during the non-collection timeframes. If it is not addressed, a fee will be invoiced to the residents for non-compliance, and waste will be collected by the street department. A fee will be added to the fee schedule that will be discussed at October Board of Public Works. This is meant with a positive review by the committee. No motion or vote was taken. Director's report. Director's memo was included in the packet and reviewed by the board. Anniversaries. Corey Iwart, city mechanic, 4 years of service. He updated Oshkosh Street project. Utility essentially done. One lateral needed to be addressed due to unforeseen complications. Summer is doing the base work and working south towards Pershing. Curb and apron work to follow the grade crew. House and Elkan Road construction. A dip by the driveway before the proposed Irish Meadows subdivision that is being evaluated by the state. North Street almost finished. Asphalt along the curb and gutter finished. Just have to fill in behind the curb. Asphalt patch program is complete except for Cook Street. 2 patches is due to subgrade issues. Future agenda items, the fee schedule to include the wastewater treatment plant new rates for the haulers and wastewater treatment plant preliminary planning. Date and time of the next Board of Public Works meeting is Monday, October 6, 2025 at 5:15. Being no more further discussion, meeting was adjourned at 7:50. I'd like to make a motion to consider authorizing of a $20,199 purchase of rigid sea snake cable monitor and line locator.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Hess, second by Mr. Dorsey. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Gong.
Yes.
Fouché.
Yes.
Croy.
Yes.
Hess.
Yes.
Herder.
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes.
Dorsey.
Yes.
Roberts.
Yes.
Migalski. Barrington.
Yes.
Motion carried, 9 yes, 1 no.
There was a no?
Ms. Migalski?
No,
Oh,
said-
I believe she said yeah.
I said yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you did say
okay.
yes. My correction then.
Okay.
Motion carried 10-0.
I'd like to make a motion to consider waiving the rules to pass an ordinance upon one reading.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Hess, second by Mr. Herder. Any further discussion?
Yeah, Mark, why don't I jump in at this point before we kind of get into the full discussions with all this,
Sounds
just kind
good
of
to
give
me.
some more information. So, before we move forward, I just want to kind of address the memo that I provided with the council. So, to move forward with the citywide contract, one of the first steps that we talked with our attorney was that we would have to create an ordinance, and that ordinance would kind of define the expectations and define the program about collecting the fees, and then just the process of having a centralized citywide garbage collection contract. So that would be the first step, and that's not something that we talked about at the Board of Public Works, but that's why that's in your agenda. But some other things that we found out since the Board of Public Works meeting, the Board of Public Works talked about having the garbage and recycling contract with GFL. We did a little bit more research, and the Outagamie County contract, yes, we do have an opt-out clause with the Outagamie County Recycling Center to opt out of the recycling program. However, we found out that it's determined that we can opt out at the end of the term. So the initial term was signed in 1992 for a 15-year term. And then after that, there was a 5-year automatic renewal period put in. So if you do the 15 plus every 5 years after that, our current term looks like it expires in 2027. So with that information, we are recommending that if you want to go with a centralized garbage contract, for now, just look at the garbage, and we can revisit the recycling portion at a later time. If you remember the quotes that we received, the GFL in their proposal proposed that they could do the garbage and recycling at a cheaper rate if they went to their landfills and their recycling centers. But if you look at the quotes that Harder's provided, if we do garbage and recycling, the garbage would stay the same, but there would be an additional fee for the recycling. And Robert, maybe help me out. I'm assuming they would still take their products to the Outagamie County landfill that Harder's would.
That is correct.
So there's a little bit different pieces of information that we researched and had found after the last Board of Public Works meeting. So I wanted to kind of provide that to you before we go forward with more discussion. So, and if you have any more questions, myself and Robert are more than welcome to provide that information.
Thank you, Mr. Hurd.
Yep, thank you, Chad.
Mr. Stackbauer, you have a comment?
I just wanted to, on that note, so then I wrote the ordinance so that it would basically be 2 collectors right now. One would be if you pick a refuse collector, and then number 2, the county as a refuse collector. So if you ever trigger that thing where you go away from the county, we don't have to change our ordinance. So it is set up to be essentially 2 collectors, which could be 1 company at some point, but right now would be, if this goes through, 2. I just want to clarify the purpose of that.
Everybody have a good understanding? What's your question, Mr. Dorsey?
So which one was cheaper?
So if you look in the document, I'll bring it up myself. If you look at just the garbage, GFL, and I'll just take 2026, was a $12.68 fee per month. per pickup. Harder's was $12.29 per month, so Harder's was slightly cheaper if we just do garbage. However, down the road, if we ever add on recycling, GFL would be substantially cheaper because the price actually goes down a little bit on their garbage and recycling option, but Harder's actually adds on, $4 or $5 if we add on garbage, or add on the recycling option with the Harder's contract down the road.
And then, Chad, with the memo you sent out, there's also another consideration in it, besides the 40-cent difference there or whatever. Since most of the residents in the city currently use GFL, that transition period, would likely be more smoother, and then they would continue to use the same cans versus having to get all new cans. Because I could see that being a tough transition for a few people to cancel one service, and so I think that's a consideration that needs to be looked at in this. Over the 40-cent difference there is the transition, smoother transition for residents. So, thanks for the memo.
Yep, not a problem. One other thing, and I don't want to muddy the waters either, but we did have some comments online about maybe, pushing off the start date a couple months. I don't know if anybody saw that as well. Robert and I talked about this a little bit as well. If we go with a contract, which that's totally the decision that the council needs to make, it's going to be crunch time, because if we start January 1st, we've got a lot of work to do internally. We want to notify people, we got to figure out assessments that have to go on the tax rolls, and just work on, with whoever the provider is, getting everything kind of figured out. We talked about, would it be feasible and a better scenario for us if we would push this off like 3 months? Maybe start at a April 1st date instead of a January 1st date. That would give us another 3 months to get things going. However, that decision would still have to be made initially now, because whatever date we would start with this, we need to put that amount of months on the tax roll as a special assessment. So for example, if we would start January 1st, we would have to add the special assessment for 12 months. But if we decide to give us a little bit more leeway to get this going, to start on an April 1st date, then potentially we would put on the assessment 9 months on the tax roll instead of 12 months, and they give us a little bit more time for an April 1st. Again, I don't want to muddy the waters, but things are super busy. Robert's in the middle of construction going on right now. There's a lot of irons in the fire.
Mr. Dorsey.
Oh, with the recycling thing being 2027, that we can opt out of that, I think that would give us a clearer picture of what we're actually looking at than trying to do this today. This is my 2 cents, but.
So right now, we're looking at considering approval of ordinance amending the municipal code.
Sorry, it's first up.
What's that?
I think the first motion is to do one reading.
Oh, that's what.
Yeah, you have that motion on the floor.
You got it, okay. Consider waiving the rules to pass an ordinance upon one reading.
I made that motion.
Do we have a second?
It's been made by Hess and seconded by
Oh, we do
Berger.
have the first
Yep,
and second.
yep.
I did. I skipped right over that.
Okay.
All right, then any further discussion on that? Hearing none, we need a roll call vote.
All right. Esau,
Yes.
Fouché,
Yes.
Croy,
Yes.
Hass,
Yes.
Herder,
Yes.
Ritchie,
Yeah.
Dorsey,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Migalski,
Yes.
Barrington.
Yes.
That motion's carried 10-0.
I'd like to make a motion considering approval of an ordinance amending the municipal code to contract with one collection contractor to provide waste disposal within the city limits for residential units.
Second.
Motion made, second by Mr. Roberts. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Esau,
Yes.
Fouché,
Yes.
Croy,
Yes.
Hass,
Yes.
Herder,
Yes.
Ritchie,
Yes.
Dorsey,
No.
Roberts,
Yes.
Migalski,
Yes.
Barrington.
Yes.
So it's passes 9-1.
Motion carries 9-1.
So next, I will make the motion considering staff entering a contract for citywide garbage pickup with GFL for garbage collection only. And Outagamie staying with recycling through 27.
Starting date?
January 1 or April 1?
Starting date April 1st.
Motion made by Mr. Hess,
Second.
second by Mr. Herder. Any further discussion?
I was just thinking if we were gonna push it off 3 months and then the recycling contract is done at 2027, what if we just waited it until 2027?
Doesn't make sense to do it when we're gonna do it. I agree.
So, just saying, we're already pushing off 3 months, what's, 1 year? And then that way we won't have the problem with recycling.
Definitely have a clearer picture of what we're looking at.
I just wanted to make a comment regarding the snowbird issue. I did a little bit of the math, and if you sit down and figure out what it costs per month, what people are paying today versus what they would be paying under the citywide collection, a snowbird would have to be gone more than 5 months before it would cost them any money. If they're only gone 5 months, it's going to save them a little bit of money too. So if we're looking at saving our constituents $104 a year, we are still going to be saving them money if we do start this on April 1st. So, and I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal to look at the difference in another year, looking at the recycling and what we want to do with that.
How much are we saving the ones that don't have garbage at all? Just gonna keep bringing it up. Forcing
Well,
somebody
and I
else.
understand that comment as well, because I'm one of those people personally who could share a garbage bin with 3 of my other neighbors and we still would not be full at the end of a week. However, I also am that person who looks at a lot of houses that don't have garbage disposal. They do dump runs, or they don't do anything at all. They put it in the recycling bins. And I think this is it's well worth it for me to pay the extra than to deal with the issues that come along with garbage not being taken out at all. That's my opinion from somebody who could share a garbage bin with 3 other people.
Thank you, Ms. Gray.
One more thing I would like to add, that in them costs that Chad showed on the screen, them are administrative costs included in that cost. Because that's been a misconception by some, that is there something hidden there? Them are the numbers.
Any further discussion?
I'm all in favor of the citywide pickup, but I'm not in favor of forcing residents to have their garbage picked up by somebody they don't want to.
Any further comment? Hearing none, I ask for a roll call vote, please.
I'm sorry.
Should you restate exactly?
So the motion on the floor is to authorize staff to enter a contract for citywide garbage pickup with GFL for garbage only starting April 1st of 2026. Besaw,
Yes.
Fouché,
Yes.
Croy,
Yes.
Hass,
Yes.
Herder,
Yes.
Ritchie,
No.
Dorsey,
No.
Roberts,
No.
Migalski,
Yes.
Barrington.
Yes.
So it's 7 yeses, 3 nos.
Motion carries.
Next, I'd like to make a motion, consider approval of release of utility easement for change of utility easement for proposed Irish Meadow subdivision.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Hassan. Who seconded?
Barrington?
Mr. Barrington, thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Besaw,
Yes.
Fouché,
Yes.
Croy,
Yes.
Hass,
Yes.
Herder,
Yes.
Ritchie,
Yes.
Dorsey,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Migalski,
Yes.
Barrington.
Yes.
Motion carries 10-0. Is that all you have, Mr. Hess?
Yep, that's it, sorry. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you. Finance and Personnel, Mr. Dorsey.
Yes, Your Honor, Finance Personnel Committee met Wednesday, September 10th, 5:15. Meeting was called to order. Motion was made to approve the August 6th, 2025 meeting minutes, and approve the August 14th meeting, special finance meeting, after updating and removing item 2 and adding Alderman Pichet as excused. There was no public comment. Employee benefit consultant Jeff Burgess presented the 2025 health insurance results from the medical market analysis and premiums for Delta, Dental, and Vision. For the October 1st plan renewal, the recommendation was a two-tiered plan design with Network Health. Employees have a choice between a couple of different deductible plans. Delta premium increased by 2% and Vision remained the same, Vision plan premium increased by 2.9%. Motion is made and seconded to send this to council. There is a consensus on the budget hearing of Wednesday, October 22nd at 5:15. Finance reports are reviewed. Finance director's report was discussed. There'd be no further business. We were adjourned at 6:13. Motion to consider the approval of the monthly license list recommended for approval by the police department.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Dorsey, second by Mr. Herder. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried by all.
I didn't get a voice vote from Croy.
Sorry, Croy.
Sorry, I was muted. Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I make a motion to consider the approval of the insurance plans from October 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2026. Network Health, HMO and health insurance, and Delta Dental of Wisconsin for dental and vision insurance.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Mr. Dorsey, and I didn't catch who seconded. Mr. Ritchie? Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Besaw,
Yes.
Fouché,
Yes.
Croy,
Yes.
Hass,
Yes.
Herder,
Yes.
Ritchie,
Yes.
Dorsey,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Migalski. Yes. Barrington.
Yes.
Thank you.
That motion's carried 10-0 as well.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Dorsey. Park and Recreation,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Lisa.
The Park and Rec Committee met on Tuesday, September 2nd. The meeting was called to order at 5:15. Motion was made to approve the agenda. Agenda was approved 11-0. Motion was carried, and approved to make the meeting minutes for July 1st, 2025. Motion was carried 11-0. Public input, there was none. 2026 Park and Rec budget presentation. Director Sol presented a preliminary 2026 budget for the department. The greatest increase in cost of materials for the Park Department and Aquatic and Fitness Center due to the cost of materials for maintenance, improvements, and other increases in permitting from Wapaka County. A wage increase across the department is also a factor of the budget increase. Tentative increase in overall budget is 5.11%. No motions were made or votes taken. Review and recommend the 2026 part-time seasonal wage schedule. Director Sol proposed a new wage schedule for the starting wage of part-time and seasonal employees. Sol presented a 5% increase in the base wage of each division, with incremental increases as allowed with experience in the field. It was pointed out that the wages are still significantly lower than other municipalities or the private sector. It was suggested that with this 5% increase annually, we can slowly continue working towards a more competitive rate over time. Several committee members felt wages were still not competitive enough to attract the type of desired employee and have them want to return. No motion made or vote taken. It was felt the schedule should be evaluated and brought back to committee with higher increases. Review and recommend the 2026 fee policy and schedule. After reviewing a fee schedule, fee survey of surrounding communities and similar programs offered in other communities, Director Saul proposed increases in the fee schedule correlating with the increase in wages for each individual program or facility. Discussion encompassed cost of running facilities, the wage survey connection, and the resident versus non-resident fees. Saul directed the committee to the proportion of the policy that directed addresses that cost recovery process with programs for reference. Motion was made and seconded to recommend the 2026 fee schedule and policy. After the motion, further discussion brought up the point that the wage schedule would directly impact the fee policy and schedule. Motion was not carried 0-11. Director Saul will reevaluate with the fee schedule and present at the October meeting. Director's report was included in the agenda packet and reviewed by the committee. Additional comments note as follows. Overflow parking lot and dock project wrapping up this week. Asphalt being finished, half the seal around storm drain, concrete finalized behind Johnny's Bait Shop. The Spar Workshop, Thursday, September 4th from 9 to 10, Washington Center North Room. Comments for Pearl Street area parks green space, trail connections, and open spaces. Connectivity and flow of Old City Hall and St. John's Park. Hope River Art League panels are close to being done and hope to have them up by the Fall Fest. Staff recognitions, Morgan Gerges, Recreational Supervisor, 7 years of service. Liz Cornell, Customer Service, 1 year of service. Hatton Park dedication will be Saturday, September 6th with dedication and activities. Chairman's report, there was none. Future agenda items, permitting of overflow parking, capital projects presentation, Eagle Scout project, corp presentation, part-time seasonal wage schedule, fee policy and schedules. The next Park and Rec meeting will be on Tuesday, October 7th at 5:15. There being no further discussion, motion was made to adjourn. Motion was adjourned at 6:25. That's all I had, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Besaw. Moving along to Planning Commission, Mr. Ritchie.
Planning Commission met August 28th. That meeting was called to order at 5:15. Motion was made to adopt the agenda with a memorandum and seconded, carried by all. June 26, 2025 minute meetings were reviewed. Motion was made and seconded, carried by all. The Planning Commission Chair opened the public comment agenda item. No one responded after 2 queries. Public comment was closed. First action item was for a front yard fence request for the owner of 302 West Beacon Avenue. After a brief discussion, a motion was made and seconded a motion was made to approve the location of the fence on the site plan provided. Motion was seconded, passed unanimously. Second action item was to review and approve approve or reject a preliminary plot for Irish Meadows subdivision. The zoning administrator advised the committee that an internal review was conducted and that the preliminary plot met current ordinances. The zoning administrator recommended approval. A motion was made to approve the preliminary plot plans, seconded, carried by all. Third action item on the agenda was a request for construction and accessory structure in excess of the square footage and height restriction of what the current zoning ordinance allows without planning commission review and approval. The address for the request is 1825 South Mill Street. The proposed structure is 1,520 square feet. A motion was made to approve the request. The motion was seconded and carried by all. Fourth action item on the agenda was a request to construct an accessory structure in excess of square footage and height restriction of what the current zoning ordinance allows without planning commission's review and approval. The address for the request is 910 East Fairview Drive. The proposed structure is 3,072 square feet. The height is 22 feet. The zoning administrator recommended approval of the proposed structure. Motion was made and seconded. Carried by all. The fifth action item on the agenda, a site plan review for the proposed addition to Plock Chevrolet located at 1101 North Shawano Street. An internal review by staff, including zoning, public works, and utilities, was conducted. The zoning administrator recommended approval. A motion was made and seconded and carried by all. Upcoming agenda items currently is just to continue discussion of the zoning code rewrite and to continue the plot process for Irish Meadow subdivision. The zoning administrator is researching of an international property maintenance code. This will be taken up after the zoning code is adopted. Motion was made and seconded to adjourn the meeting. Meeting was adjourned at 5:41. Okay, I'm looking for a motion to consider waiving the rules to pass an ordinance upon one reading.
Motion
Second.
made by Mr. Ritchie,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Herder. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote please.
Beesaw,
Yes.
Fouché,
Yes.
Croy,
Yes.
Hass,
Yes.
Herder,
Yes.
Ritchie,
Yes.
Dorsey,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Migalski. Yes. Barrington.
Yes.
That motion carries 10-0.
Okay, consider an approval of an ordinance detaching a 20-foot strip of land in the town of Hortonia.
That motion made by Mr. Ritchie, seconded by Mr. Dorsey. Any further discussion? You seconded that, correct, Dorsey? Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, roll call vote please.
Beesaw,
Yes.
Fouché,
Yes.
Croy,
Yes.
Hass,
Yes.
Herder,
Yes.
Ritchie,
Yes.
Dorsey,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Migalski. Yes. Barrington.
Yes.
Thank you, that motion carries 10-0 as well.
And that's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Ritchie. Economic Development Committee, Mr. Dorsey.
Yes, Your Honor, Economic Development Committee met Tuesday, August 26th. Meeting was called to order at 5:15. Minutes for July 22nd were reviewed and approved. 3 residents spoke during public comment. Shelley Sternberg questioned why public comment was placed at the beginning of agenda rather than the end. Following committee discussion, Stephen Sternberg shared concerns about a proposed solar farm at Maple Creek. And Darla Meshke asked questions regarding the sale of land for the proposed solar farm project. Katie Hopkins provided an update, the city slogan. Committee members were able to vote at 6 public locations. Community members were able to vote at 6 public locations. From July 11th through August 19th, there was 188 votes cast, and the winning slogan chosen was "Where the wolf flows, community grows." That'll be brought before council. Sol provided information about upcoming strategic planning and revitalization for communities program sponsored by the East Central Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission. The one-day workshop was on September 4th in the North Room at the Washington Center, focused on economic development and transportation planning for New London. Process involves bringing engineering and various specialties to brainstorm ideas for a target location. For New London, the target location includes creating placemaking and gathering spaces south of Wolf River, connecting the area to other downtown public spaces, and generating ideas to improve transportation within the district. Public involvement began at 9 a.m. We did site tours, and then the public presentation was at 4:30. Fourth provided attendance information from the recent 2025 Legion State Baseball Tournament hosted at Hatton Park from August 1st to August 5th. The 5-day tournament brought in 4,000 people, resulting in a collective total of 9,300 visits. The event proved to be a strong economic boost for the community, with hotels and restaurants noting the increased traffic. Several committee members who attended commented on how well the tournament was organized and praised city staff for the great condition of the facility and the field. Chamber Director's report, a new business called F&S Grocery opened at 108 West North Water Street. Hillby Sports Bar and Restaurant, under new ownership, has officially changed their name to Harvey's Sports Bar and Restaurant. Robin's Nest Daycare is closed, and the owner is changing the business into an art studio. Wolf River Pub is working on exterior renovations. And the chamber held a ribbon cutting for a new business called Moonstone Saloon at 1620 Shawano Street, Suite D, on September 9th. City Administrator's report, Hearst stated that he is still working with Ann Vanguard on negotiating terms for an offer to purchase property in the Northeast New London Business Center. Update to the downtown facade improvement program was provided. Pictures of recent renovations to Old City Hall building were shown. Budgetary ideas were touched for next year's budget, including recommendation by Roberts to look at targeting the next message on the city's billboard to focus on the Northeast Business Center. Next meeting will be September 23rd at 5:15. Meeting was adjourned at 6:01. Make a motion to consider the approval of the new city slogan, where the wolf flows, community grows.
Motion made by Mr. Dorsey,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Roberts. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Besaw,
Yes.
Boucher,
Yes.
Croy,
Yes.
Hass,
Yes.
Herder,
Yes.
Ritchie,
Yes.
Dorsey,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Migalski,
Yes.
Barrington.
Yes.
That motion carries 10-0.
That is all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Dorsey. Capital Equipment and Projects Committee, Mr. Hess.
Thank you, Your Honor. Capital Equipment and Project Committee met Wednesday, September 10th, 2025. Meeting was called to order at 6:16. Motion was made and second to adopt the agenda, carried by all. Park and Recreation Director Ginger Soul presented a quote for an ADA accessible lift for Aquatic and Fitness Center hot tub. Motion was made and seconded to recommend to council approval of the ADA lift accessory lift for the Aquatic and Fitness Center hot tub, estimated cost $8,103.75. That motion was seconded. Park and Recreation Director Soul informed the committee that there would also be another lift request in the 2026 capital project and equipment budget. This lift presented tonight is for the hot tub, which only has one lift. The lift that will be on the capital budget will be for the pool. The pool has two lifts, and one of those lifts needs to be replaced. Motion carried 10-0. The next capital equipment and project committee will be scheduled as needed basis. Motion to adjourn was seconded at 6:24. I'd like to make a motion to consider authorization of $8,104 in funds for the AD accessible lift for the Aquatic and Fitness Center.
Motion made by Mr. Hess. Who seconded?
I will.
Mr. Ritchie. Second by Mr. Ritchie. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Besaw,
Yes.
Boucher,
Yes.
Croy,
Yes.
Hass,
Yes.
Herder,
Yes.
Ritchie,
Yes.
Dorsey,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Migalski. Yes. Barrington.
Yes.
The motion carries 10-0.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Hess. Minutes and reports will stand as read in your packet. Moving right along to reports of officers on recent events and announcements to the public. We'll start off with the mayor's portion. And with that, we have a proclamation. Proclamation of September 2025 as Attendance Awareness Month. Whereas the nation has experienced a school absenteeism crisis, making good attendance more essential than ever to students' well-being, achievement, and graduation. Whereas students and families are more likely to show up and engage when there is positive conditions for learning at school, including physical and emotional health and safety, a sense of belonging, connection, and support. Academic challenges and engagement and adult and peers with social emotional competency. Whereas reducing chronic absence requires a comprehensive approach that starts with prevention and early intervention, including developing routines and trusting relationships that create a sense of belonging, as well as good enforcement of state truancy laws. Whereas improving attendance and engagement takes schools, families, elected leaders, law enforcement, and other community partners working together to rebuild regular, trusting communication and to identify and address barriers by being in school and barriers to student achievements. Whereas taking attendance daily and carrying consistent manner is essential to identifying when students begin to be tardy or to miss too much school in order to engage students and families with needed support and resources. Now therefore be it resolved that New London School District recognizes September as Attendance Awareness Month. We hereby commit to focusing on reducing absenteeism and addressing the fact that cause students to miss school in order to ensure all children an opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive. We recognize that we must work together at all levels of local government and law enforcement to build a school environment that motivates attendance and sends the message that learning can and must continue. Specifically, we will work to increase parent and family engagement on the topic if needed for basic skills such as reading and mathematics, and the importance of attendance to help students become proficient and excel. Thank you. With that, we move on to appointments of Park and Recreation, and that would be Pam Clone, that does not need confirmation from council, and reappointment of Michael St. Marie to the Utilities Commission, and that also does not require council approval. That is all I have. We move along to City Administrator, Mr. Hurd.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just want to take an opportunity to talk about and address a few things that we've either seen on social media or comments that we've had at recent meetings. First off, we've had some comments and concerns that the city was deleting public comment on our YouTube channel. I just want to make it clear, we do not delete public comments on our social media pages. Those comments end up being public record, so we do not delete them. The feature that people were concerned about was the live chat feature on YouTube that YouTube has for their videos. If you want to see the live chat comments that people were providing during a meeting, what you need to do is you fast forward the video to the end of the meeting, and those comments will populate in the live chat feature. What they do is they populate those, they insert the comments at the point of the meeting that the comment was made. So to see all the comments, you just have to fast forward to the end of the meeting, and all those comments will come up. So we weren't deleting meetings or deleting comments. It was just a matter of, you have to fast forward to see those comments that people were providing during the live chat. The second thing that we've heard about, the people have commented about, that there's concern that they can't ask questions throughout a committee meeting or a council meeting and provide that dialogue. And yes, that is correct. City meetings are not intended for questions and answers and to provide dialogue with the public during the meeting. We obviously have the public comment feature that allows people to provide information, but no, the city meetings are designed for efficiency and have the members of the committee have those conversations during the meeting. But that doesn't mean that people can't come up to either staff if they have questions or reach out to your alderpersons. We provide comments, we answer questions. The point is, we're not trying to be, not answer questions, but it's not intended to do it during those meetings. So please reach out to your alderperson, please reach out to staff if you have questions. We'd be more than happy to have those conversations, but yes, it's not designed to have that dialogue during a committee meeting. And that's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Hurd. Chief of Police, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I want to first congratulate some anniversaries. We have Ashley Vasquez, who's our administrative assistant, social media expert, on 18 years of service. Steve Elliott, who's a part-time school resource officer, has completed 7 years of service. And Officer Brant Gosh has completed 4 years of service as patrol. The news at the police department really enthused about Nick Starcheski. He's a high school senior. We joined up with him through the youth apprenticeship in CESA 6 through the school. So he started with us this week, and we're excited to have him on board. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Chief. All right, Director of Public Works, Mr. Garsky.
Thank you, Your Honor. Oshkosh Street remains on schedule. The road base work will be complete tomorrow, and curb and gutter will start up along with driveway aprons and sidewalk. If weather cooperates, we should see asphalt by sometime in the beginning of October. Also, fall is just around the corner, and city crews will be coming around collecting leaves and yard debris. The scheduled date for the first collection cycle is October 13th, and it will run through November 21st. Do not place any debris in the gutter line until the week prior to your collection time. Collection maps can be found on the city webpage under Public Works. And that is all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Garsky. Director of Park and Recreation, Ms. Sullivan.
Thank you, Your Honor. October is a very busy month for the Parks and Recreation Department. Our first program is a new program, new special event, the Mother-Son Golf. Golfing, it's a glow theme this year, and it's this Friday night. Just want to get to our webpage, and you can still register. It's intended to have the mother spend some time with their son, kind of like our father-daughter dance. So that is this Friday night. And then we have the Haunting in Hatton Park, Friday, October 25th. That starts out with our classic trick-or-treat trail at 4:30, and then at 6:30 p.m. this year we are haunting the shelter. So that instead of going out into the trails of the park, we're going to, the shelter area is going to be the haunted place. So join the Park and Rec for that, for either actually going through the program or being a volunteer and scaring people if that's your thing. We're looking for volunteers. And then we have a babysitting class on October 23rd. I believe that's a no school day, so looking for any of those kiddos that are looking to babysit during their off time, they can take that class. And then down at the Aquatic and Fitness Center, we have the Haunted Swim, Sunday, October 23rd at 1:15. That is $3 per swimmer, and each swimmer gets a goodie bag, and there will be games on deck. So lots going on. Check out our Facebook page. Check out our website at www.newlondonwi.org, or give us a call at the office, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have on those programs. So that is all.
Thank you, Ms. Soul. It sounds like we got a
Thank
spooky
you.
time coming up.
Yes, we do.
All right, Utilities Manager, Mr. Bassett.
Thank you, Your Honor. This last Sunday at 5:22, we had a fuse blow causing an outage around the 800 block of Algoma Street, affecting 4 customers. And we are consolidating our flushing this year. Our water crews will be out this year, September 29th and 30th for the hydrant flushing. And last, I'd like to recognize Mike Pinch for 28 years of service as my water supervisor for New London Utilities. That's all I have tonight, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Bassett. All right, the next thing on the agenda is a closed session. So that closed session is per the following statutory exemptions. 19.85 subsection 1, subsection E, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Regarding the sale of land in Northeast London Business Center and consideration of an offer to sell property to the city. I'd also like to invite the city administrator, Mr. Hurth, city attorney, Mr. Steckbauer, council, Mr. Bassett, and myself, the mayor, to the closed session. Thank you. And we will pause for a break. Oh, we do need a vote.
You made a motion, I'll second it.
Motion been made and seconded by Mr. Dorsey. Nope. I can't make that.
I'll second his motion.
Dorsey made it and Roberts is seconding it?
Yep.
Okay.
There you go. Now we need a roll call vote.
All right. Bissoff.
Yes.
Fouché.
Yes.
Croy.
Yes.
Herder,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Hass,
Yes.
Ritchie,
Yep.
Dorsey,
Yes.
Roberts,
Yes.
Migalski. Yes. Barrington.
Yes.
Motion carried 10-0. Now we will have a pause while we close